So due to the simple fact that we've got corn stretched from the north end of the property to the south end of the property, we're solely relying on trail cameras now. We knew the neighboring properties had beans on them, so we drove around a few times, and we actually was getting a couple really nice bucks, seeing them in velvet. So we decided to film them in high hopes of them come rut wandering over on my property. So right before we get out to my farm, I had found out that they had actually just cut that corn that day. So we got a game plan together, and we decided we was going to hunt this stand that we use normally just strictly for scouting. You can see the property for a long ways. So we was using that tactic to try and pattern deer early season so we could move in on him.
It's October 1st, it's the opening day of the Illinois postseason, and we're set up on a freshly cut cornfield. They ain't been out here 30 minutes. We've already got deer to the north of us, deer to the south of us, all does, of course. Back behind us, we've got a real world wildlife seed plot, topper food plot, and we've been getting pictures of 3 different bucks, one pretty decent 10-pointer. So hopefully he comes out and shows his face tonight. Right now, we've got deer all around us, so we're gonna sit quiet and hopefully something big comes in.
So I'm watching these does through my Vortex binoculars, and our freezers are getting low. It's been a long winter. If one of these does comes in close enough within range, we're gonna shoot her. So this doe finally gets in range, and I had to just let the Matthews eat on opening day.
As soon as that second one steps forward, just a little bit, I'm gonna take her. Right. I don't have a shot now.
Made a good shot on this doe. She didn't run 60 yards. I watched her fall over in the cornfield, and so far it's been a real success. Well, the day ain't over yet. We got about an hour and a half of light left, so we're gonna stick around and see if anything else decides to filter out into this cornfield.
Been a pretty eventful day, actually. We got out here and they still had the semi out here. They had just cut this cornfield today, and we cut a few lambs to make a few more shooting lanes. We just climbed up, didn't even have everything set up yet, and there was already does to the north of us, to the south of us. Some of them other does went back in that woods there bedding, and they come back out and they come right down to, I thought I was gonna get a shot behind me, but that way our wind's blowing right out of the northeast, they winded us. These come down here in front of us, and she didn't give me a shot here, so I waited on the freezer one doe at a time.
So I look to my right, and about 70 yards out, there's 2 bucks standing out there in that cornfield. And I noticed one of them is a shooter, and we're hoping that he does this exact same thing that doe did previously.
It's a different deer with a bunch of cool extra points.
I'm gonna take him.
These bucks they're really taking their time out there in this cornfield. It had just been cut. I'm sure there's a lot of corn that's still left out there, and we're just hoping that they get there just in time before daylight ends. We're a little afraid now that they're gonna end up going straight, but they decided to wrap the point of the woods we're sitting on, and heading right over towards our food plot. So these bucks are finally in range. I've got one limb blocking my shot, and I just need a little bit more time for them to get into this open spot I've got to be able to shoot.
Maybe he'll come around this way instead of.
He finally gets into this open spot, so that deer's sniffing around right where I shot that doe. I don't want him to bust out of there due to smelling the blood on the ground. So I know it's either now or it's never.
I'm gonna let him get to this exact same place.
You smoked him.
After how everything played out, just everything the way it did, shooting that doe, an hour later having that buck come in almost the exact same spot. Nobody could ask for a better opening day and a better way to start the 2015 season off.
Not even 10 minutes after I shot that doe, biggest buck I've ever shot with my bow, just shot him. Same exact spot that doe was. Holy cow, that's awesome. That is awesome.
I guess I'll be running the camera a lot this year, and Ryan, he'll be behind the bow for a while.
Definitely the biggest deer I've ever shot with my bow. 2 deer, doe and a buck. Doing an interview, still got a buck right there looking at us. Young 8-pointer. Right when I got ready to draw back, a doe come through here. Holy cow, I'm shaking. That is awesome. Still standing out here. There's still deer out here in the field, and we're standing out here in the field. So we're gonna follow the blood trail to the doe and then go find the buck. Oh, what an awesome day.
Now let's go find this buck.
Oh yeah. Oh, there he is. Yeah, how awesome is that? First shooting a doe, and not even 5 minutes later, shooting a buck, and he's definitely the biggest buck I've ever shot with my bow. And Matthew sure did put the hurting on both of them deer opening day.